So now we are finally ready to duplicate this template and just make some slight tweaks to it so that it's going to look different depending on the category of case study that we're looking at. So again, this is really simple. So all we actually need to do is come along to our theme builder, because we will see under our single post that we have this set up already. So case study template file for blogs. All we need to do is duplicate this and create one for e-commerce and for services. So let's go ahead and do that now. We could select add new now, but we would have to come back and edit the title. So I'm actually going to come out of that, going to come to templates and then add new. So now I'm going to select as the type as a single post. And then the name is going to be a case study template file. And this will be for e-commerce. So let's now create the template. Then it's going to prompt us to add a block or page or template, and we do want to include our template here. So let's come to my templates, this single post template of blogs. Let's just go ahead and insert that, and let's also apply the settings of that post. And then this is going to insert this exactly as we just did for this new template. So once that's finished updating, we can see that this has now been injecting the Consciously Inspired website, which we know is the services. So we can change the preview of that under the settings and then preview settings. Now, instead of the all case studies, let's go with Friendly Turtle, which was the e-commerce. Let's now apply and preview. And then that will dynamically inject all of the content for Friendly Turtle. So that is now e-commerce, Friendly Turtle, and we have our brief here as well. So that is looking a lot better. We know that this is now the correct content for this template file. Of course, it doesn't make a difference that it would have been a different preview in there. It is just content to preview in, but it's just for us to understand, it makes more sense to have this set as a preview for an actual e-commerce category. So let's now start editing what this category will look like. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the background color of this. So let's now come up to the container of this top level container. Let's come along to style. Now if we come to our global, or you can set the color you want. I've actually set the colors that I've wanted. So I've got a category blue here, which I'm going to go with. And then I'm going to come down to this container, which has a background image as well. Going to again come down to the color, and I'm going to set this to a category blue accent so that it looks like that. And then with this, with the category up here, we need to obviously do the same to this as well. So let's come up to the heading. Let's come to the advanced. Let's come down to the background. Let's change this background to accent blue. And then we just want to change the color of that heading as well. So we could have this set as the category blue so that it looks like that. So that looks, or we also need to change the color of this heading. I noticed this is still purple as well. So let's change that as well. So that is now going to be accent blue. So that is now all blue. So straight away we can tell that this is a completely different template, right? Simply by adjusting those colors. Now, of course, we also need to do the same to the other sections, even though they are currently being hidden. So let's come to responsive and then tablet, and we can apply those same settings to here. So we can actually just come along and copy and paste these. So we come to desktop, we can actually if we right click on that, then that wouldn't appear. So we're not going to do that. We will just have to manually do this. So let's come down to this section, Friendly Turtle over here. Let's again just change the color. So this is now going to be a blue accent. I'm going to change the background color of this container. This is going to be another blue, category blue. And then we want to change the color of the container. This is now going to be the category blue, so that it looks like that. And if you remember, we didn't actually add the heading here, which was this one, into the tablet version. So let's just go ahead and copy this container. So I'm going to copy that container, the container that contains that e-commerce. And now when we come into tablet, I'm going to come down and paste that here. And I'm going to drag that container up to the top so that it looks like that. So that is good. So that is now all taken care of for our tablet version as well. Now, if we just close these off, we don't need these open anymore. Let's close that. Let's close that. Now, the static content, all we need to do is change this. So let's now change this to building your next e-commerce website. We could also change this icon. Let's change that now to something that resembles e-commerce. Maybe do a house or home warehouse. That will do. Let's also change those colors. We'll go with a accent blue, and the title heading there I'm also going to change to an accent blue. So that is all done. That is taken care of. Now, of course, we can also edit the colors here. So I'm going to make this a accent blue color as well. Let's change that to accent blue. Then, of course, for a desktop version, we need to do the same desktop blue up here as well. So style, color, accent blue. So that is now all taken care of. All of that is now completely styled or restyled for a different category. So now all we need to do is publish this and configure the display conditions to only show when it's an e-commerce category. So let's go ahead and select publish. Let's add a condition here. We want to change that to case studies and then in category, and we want to search for e-commerce. So add that to e-commerce. Oh, don't want to add another condition. And with that selected, we can now select save and close. So now every single website that we add that has an e-commerce category will run off of this template. So a different colored template. So that is this one taken care of. Let's now come back. We can go exit. We just need to create one more. So let's do the same again. We can select add new. We can select here a single post. We can give this a name of case study, template file. My spelling is awful today. This is going to be services or services template. And then we're going to create this for our service type websites. So this time, my templates, I'm going to drag in the e-commerce one this time because we added the category, the extra category dynamic container, didn't we, into the tablet version. So we need to obviously go back and edit that for our blog template because we currently don't have that blog category displaying in our hero for our tablet version. So we can go back and edit that. That's fine. So now let's change these colors again. So with the container up here, I'm just going to come to style and change that color. I'm going to come with a category purple. And then I'm going to do the same with these. So let's change under this heading. Let's change the text color to the same category purple. Let's maybe change in fact, I'm going to leave the accent as blue. In fact, no, I'll change the accent. So under background color, I'm going to change this to a purple accent so that it looks like that. So that is fine. I'm going to also change this color of the title. I'm going to change that to accent purple. Background color of this container. Let's come along and change this to category purple like that. That is okay. And then we can come down and make some tweaks to this. Let's just change the color and the icon. So this is now a service. So let's maybe put people. See what comes up. That will do. Let's also change the color. That's going to be accent purple of that heading as well. Then we've got this description, which is currently a blue. I'm going to change that to accent purple. And now we can come back to our tablet version and do the same again. So let's start with the bottom one. Let's change this color style to accent purple. Come up to the top. Let's now change this background style color. We're going to change this to category purple color. Of course, you'll have your own colors set. I'm going to change the background of this container to the purple accent. I'm going to change the color of the heading to purple accent. I'm going to change this services heading. The color, I'm going to make that purple, same as the background of the hero. And I'm going to change the background color, here we go. going to change that to accent purple as well. So that is that taken care of. So that is now all of our bits taken care of. Let me just check. In fact, I didn't change that color. That needs to be purple. In fact, I think that already is. Yes, it is. So that is now this one taken care of as well. And let's just go ahead and publish that one now. I'm going to add condition. I'm going to come down to case studies in category. And this time, simply going to change it to services. And then save and close. And now this is going to run off of this, again, different template for all of our service type case studies. So that is absolutely fine. You can see there's a bit of overlap with that size in there. We could absolutely make that a bit smaller. I'm not going to worry about intricate details like that. You guys know how to change the size depending on screen size. So, you know, you guys can play around with that. That's going to be a waste of your time. So what I'm going to do now, very last thing, I'm going to exit that. I'm going to come back to our files, to our template files under Theme Builder and just edit the single post. So our blogs one here now, I'm going to just edit this so that it has that same category. If you remember, I don't have that on the tablet version of the hero. So I'm going to just quickly copy and paste that in. So I'm going to copy this container, copy. Going to come to responsive and then tablet, and I'm going to come here and I'm just going to paste it in there, then drag that to the top. If I can get it there, oh, there we go, just like that. Update that, and then that is this one taken care of as well. So now we have all three template files built, which we can see under our theme builder. And now every single time that we come to our website and we add a different case study, it's going to dynamically inject into its own template file depending on the actual category of that case study. So that is exactly what we want. We are using lots and lots of dynamic content. So everything is just being injected dynamically onto these pages, which is really, really cool. And it just goes to show you how much power you can have with custom field types and the Elementor theme files. So where we can create these template files to keep repeating and injecting all of the content that we want exactly onto the page exactly as we want it.